As a superfan of the music of Alkan for a good 20 years now, I have always enjoyed seeking out as many recordings of his music that I can, so I can enjoy a variety of interpretations. Thankfully, there are many that have made it onto streaming services. There are also quite a few that are out of commercial circulation, but were uploaded onto YouTube by various people. Recently, I have made use of WorldCat and Interlibrary Loan to get a hold of truly rare releases that maybe did not sell many copies. More people should make use of this wonderful service, especially if the recording is no longer available to be purchased from an official distributor. It definitely beats paying these kinds of prices on eBay, am I right? Over the years, I have scrolled through the Alkan Society's discography and gradually tracked down many wonderful older rare recordings. However, there are 3 recordings that no matter what I do, I cannot find or access anywhere. I have even reached out to 2 of the pianists myself, and they both told me that even they don't have these recordings anymore. The first of these recordings I will discuss is Stephanie McCallum's live recording of the 3 Grand Etudes Opus 76. Of course, Stephanie McCallum is well known among Alkan fans for having made many CD recordings of his music over multiple decades. If you read her bio, you will learn that she was a student of Alkan legend Ronald Smith, but you will also read that to our knowledge, she is the first person to ever perform all 3 of the Opus 76 Etudes together in concert. Her website and the Alkan Society discography both show that a recording of her performing these 3 etudes in concert exists, but I have never been able to track it down anywhere. When trying to find out as much information as I could about this performance and recording, I immediately went to the Alkan Society's bulletins, which are thankfully all available for free on their website as PDFs. The earliest bulletin that referenced her playing these etudes is Bulletin 24, so I began there. Bulletins 24 and 25 mention the young McCallum giving the very first performance in history of all 3 etudes in one go, which was on January 8, 1985 at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London. Apparently, there were only 18 people in the audience because of bad weather conditions. That is unfortunate for a world premiere. Bulletin 27 describes how McCallum embarked on a tour in November and December of 1985 and performed the complete Opus 76 in 5 more of these performances. Bulletin 28 details her performance of the complete Opus 76 at Wigmore Hall from said tour, along with another performance of the complete Opus 76 in her home country of Australia. Bulletin 29 mentions a second performance of all 3 etudes in Australia. From there, I did not find any more information in the subsequent bulletins, but the discography notes that the recorded performance happened in 1985 in Paris for the French Alkan Society, so that must be the November 29, 1985 performance mentioned in Bulletin 27, and the recording was released sometime in 1986, seemingly through the Alkan Society, maybe specifically the French Alkan Society themselves. When I reached out to Professor McCallum to ask her about this recording, she confirmed that it was indeed the Paris performance that was recorded. She also noted that at the time, she had no idea her concert in Paris was being recorded, but the performance went well, she was happy with it, which is a big deal considering concert pianists usually have especially high standards for their own playing, and it was distributed by the French Alkan Society on cassette tape. She also told me that she unfortunately does not have this recording herself. She recommended that I reach out to the French Alkan Society, but after sending some emails to some people a while back, I never received a reply. I am a member of the Alkan Society of London, and I have been online friends with a fellow member of that society for many years. I reached out to him, and he told me that he actually used to have a copy of this cassette tape, but he's pretty sure that he lost it during a move. He said he also remembers it being a good recording. How tantalizing. I really want to hear this. Hopefully this recording can resurface one way or another. Robert Rivard, or as he seems to prefer now, Robert Cooper Rivard, along with an online alias, the Isolated Pianist, is an American pianist and professor. I do not know a lot about him, but I do know that according to the Alkan Society discography, he recorded music by Alkan in the late 80s. Embarrassingly, I misread this discography many years ago, and I was under the impression that he also recorded the 3 pieces from Opus 15. This is not the case, but if you search his name online, you might find some old discussion posts on forums of mine that claim this. Please disregard those, as I was mistaken. Anyway, when I reached out to Professor Rivard about this recording, he told me that there was a limited time to use Wigmore Hall, and some of that time was used tuning the piano, so there were limited takes for each piece, and he felt that some pieces came out better than others. Regardless, these specific works have few recordings even to this day, as I post this in 2026, and I think it is valuable to hear another professional's take on them. Alkan Society Bulletin 36 is the first, and I believe the only bulletin to mention this recording. It was distributed by the Symposium label, which was quite an important record label for Alkan recordings and the Alkan Society in the 80s and 90s. Even my friend in the Alkan Society, who did have the Stephanie McCallum Opus 76 recording, never had this one. It would also be great if this recording ever resurfaced somehow. Finally, the third recording I will discuss is not on the Alkan Society's discography. You may know that I recently uploaded Paul Bracey's commercial recording of the Symphony for Piano from Opus 39. However, when searching through WorldCat, I found that one of his live performances of the symphony was also recorded. It was a performance in 1965 at State University, New York, Binghamton. This recording exists on reel-to-reel tape in their libraries. One can assume that it is performed to a higher standard than the performance on his commercial recording from 1963, as according to Alkan Society Bulletin 105, the commercial recording was likely Mr. Bracey's first time performing the symphony, but he went on to perform it in concert quite a few times after over the next couple of years or so. I have reached out to the libraries at SUNY Binghamton, but to no avail. This would be truly special if this recording could be digitized and made available somehow. You may ask, Ethan, why do you care about these really rare recordings? There are modern recordings of these pieces, and Mark Viner is recording the complete solo piano works of Alkan. Can't you just enjoy those, since they're much easier to access anyway? My response would be, yes, I can enjoy all of those. But as I said at the beginning of this video, I found it valuable to have variety. The more, the better. We can always glean something special and unique from each interpretation out there. Also, I enjoy the research process, and I appreciate the people themselves even more as I learn more about them and these recordings. It has been nice getting to know a little more about these pianists. For example, Robert Cooper Rivard has other recordings uploaded onto the internet, and he's active on Twitter, or X. And it was fascinating to speak to my friend who studied with Paul Bracey, as well as hearing from Professor McCallum herself. So it is my hope that making this video can bring awareness to these incredibly rare Alkan recordings, and hopefully they can resurface somehow or another. Thank you for watching and listening. I have a few more ideas for videos of me discussing Alkan that I have wanted to make for a long time now, so I hope to have some more videos like this uploaded in the next little bit or so. If you like Alkan, stay tuned.